Wimboe, 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 in the jungle, YouTube jungle, the life for Jenna sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the YouTube jungle, the commentator sleeps tonight. Hi everybody, I'm Gary High Fruit, and today I'm going to mix some food with politics. Check out this debate, a little clip on CNN.
Our guests are debating Michelle Obama's new food labels. You are a lobbyist for the food corporations that would be hurt by the kinds of nutrition policies Michelle Obama is promoting.
First of all,
I was into politics before I ever got into the vegan community here. And the more time I spend in the vegan community, the more I see parallels of the two. There's so much politics in this community, and in a lot of places there's politics, and you don't know that unless you are wise to it, unless you have learned. I'm going to teach you something here today. Now this lobbyist guy you're seeing here on these clips here, this guy's really obvious, so this is a good first lesson of how to really spot somebody. He's a lobbyist, so he's acknowledging that. Some people are lobbyists, or they play lobbyists on TV, but you don't know that. In our vegan community here, we have shills and fakers, unnatural activities all over the place. Now for those of you in the vegan community, I'm going to start with an easy clip for you. See if you recognize this technique.
I do believe that consumers are entitled to make their own choices. Now, I want that it's the capitalistic system, it's the free market system, it's the American system, and there's nothing wrong with that.
See the manipulation there? It's kind of like a straw man. A burger's not going to hurt you. Well, no one just eats a burger. It's a lifestyle. People have their eating styles and they tend to stick with it. And he says, if you smoke a cigar, it's not going to kill you, and stuff like that. And we've heard this kind of stuff before, haven't we? Notice he didn't bring up cigarettes. People don't just smoke a cigarette every now and then. It becomes a habit. And same thing is true with junk food and meat. So this is really a manipulation. He's all about tricking people. This is what lobbyists do, propagandists. By the way, propagandist used to be an actual job title, but they just don't use that word anymore because and it suddenly has negative connotations these days.
The food industry spends $30 million a year lobbying for unhealthy investments just like this. In fact, a lot of those investments are from companies like Coca-Cola, Tyson Foods. Those companies, some of the companies you represent, are purposefully trying to push unhealthier food options on the American public, and we end up paying the cost of that in healthcare costs.
I don't know what you... There is nothing unhealthy about a soft drink. There is nothing unhealthy about a hamburger.
If you're going
to drink it all day long, or you're going to drink too much...
I'd like to hear from the nutritionist on this one, sir, not the corporate lobbyist.
But that's a personal responsibility issue as to whether or not you're going to abuse a product. It's okay to drink alcohol as long as you don't abuse it. It's okay to smoke a cigar as long as you're not smoking them all day long.
Margot?
But Rick wants to make it sound as if the food companies don't have policies themselves. The real nutrition nanny in this country are Coke, Pepsi, McDonald's. The food companies' policies and practices have more impact on how much people eat and what people eat.
Ah, now we're learning more here. And this may sound familiar too. Half-truths. This is what low-carbers do. These people that want to just get their way and control the American people. And they use politics to do that by pointing a finger at the other side and saying, look at all the corruption over there in government. And of course government is corrupt, so that works out. And so they do the anti-government position. This is the side you want to be on, the side of freedom, libertarianism. This guy's libertarian. Don't get that confused with liberalism. They're kind of opposites. Now, don't get me wrong, libertarianism is good up to a point. It's freedom. But there's these people that just want to take freedom to an extreme place to where, well, we can just do what we want to do. We can do this and this and this and this, and we should let people do what they want to do too. And that's manipulation too, because they're pandering to the American people with this freedom stuff. In politics, you see it with gun rights. We have the right to carry guns, so therefore we should have no restrictions or regulations, which is ridiculous, because we got restrictions everywhere. We've got 1 million laws on the books here in the U.S. Now in the vegan community, we got people saying people should be able to have the freedom to eat whatever they want to eat. Well, everybody's forgetting this saying, your freedom ends where others begin. The American diet is having massive consequences in places people don't realize. There's healthcare costs, but there's the cost to the planet, which then comes back to us.
The government, at least when they adopt a policy, they put it out for public comment. There's a vote in the Congress. The people have some say. But corporate policies, practices, promotions are pushing people, upselling huge portions that people didn't eat 50 years ago.
So this is like people are morons, and because Coca-Cola wants to sell them a drink, that these morons are going to buy it even though they don't want it.
How can you make an informed choice without information?
Let me ask you a question.
So the man there, the lobbyist, the bald, white, fat, middle-aged guy, that look comes up a lot in politics and in corruptive circles. And what he did there is classic manipulation. It's ironic that he is calling people morons, because they're, and like the woman said, people are not educated. And big business doesn't want them educated. This guy was saying that people should just have the freedom to eat whatever they want to eat. That sounds reasonable. But the problem is, people don't have the means of making the decision they would make if they had all the facts. The facts are being kept from them. Like this guy saying burgers and Coke is okay. It's not. There is a lot of people out there that don't know the basics, the things we think are so basic and we think everyone knows. Some people don't know that fast food is bad for you. So this guy is saying that if someone is drinking Coke or eating a burger, that that's their choice and that's what they want to do. And they're morons for doing it. They're just ignorant. They don't know all the facts. They don't realize what's going to happen to them later. If they did, maybe they wouldn't make the choice. What most people are doing is making mindless choices. There was a time when I used to eat unhealthy food, and you could say that's what I was choosing, or so I thought. Now, I don't eat any unhealthy food. So what's changed? I found out what happens when you get unhealthy. And I did not want to choose that. The people who are choosing to eat really badly, like Furious Pete, kill himself for food, that choice is coming from the perspective of an addicted person, a person who's already accustomed to eating that way. From the perspective of a healthy person, we know that those people would not choose an unhealthy lifestyle if they really had a fresh start, meaning a fair choice. think about the big addictions, like being an alcoholic. Does anyone choose to be an alcoholic or addicted to cigarettes? No, they just, when they were young, they thought it was cool, or maybe a cigarette helped them to relax. But they weren't thinking about it ruining their lives one day. And this bald lobbyist knows all this, and that's why he's a fucking SOB. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up for laying down some education.